Hi, my name is Rah. Thank you for being curious and clicking on this channel. This is the first of hopefully many videos that I'll be making. Man, it's been taking a lot of nerve for me to put myself in front of the camera. I like to be in the background, and I'll kind of get into all these things later, but let's stick with this video, I guess. So this video is about my arrest and kind of why I'm here right now in front of you, and kind of want to help those who are struggling with addictions and alcoholism, and whether it's alcohol, whether it's drugs, whether it's love, whether it's shopping, gambling, food, whatever your thing is. Just kind of my journey in the past almost 7 years of recovery and still working on myself. So on July 15, 2012, 2 days before my 45th birthday, I was out drinking with my friends, and I was looking for also drugs to kind of balance the drink. And but on that night I couldn't find any of that, so I ended up having a few drinks, and I had a friend of mine who had made me some lasagna. She wanted me to go to her house, and so I did. She said, "Come on, Rah, let's go." And I did. Now I have a 12-year-old son. I'm a single parent. At the time he was 12 years old, or almost 12. His birthday is August 12th of 2000. So on this evening, I had a few drinks, and by about 9 o'clock at night, I decided that it was time for me to go pick up my son and my niece and to head back. Now, my son was at my mother's house, and she was down the street, really, from where I was. So I went and picked up my son and my niece. I thought maybe we should hang out for a little bit and not leave, just kind of settle down. But they were waiting outside, really anxious, wanting to come home. So I said, okay, let's go. And I was fine. I've only had, a few drinks. I had a little hit of pot, and I thought, I didn't find the other good stuff. So I thought, okay, I'm okay. Let's just get home. So anyways, I got the kids in the car, and I was on the freeway. I just got on the freeway, and at one exit had passed, and there was this really slow car in front of me, and I just wanted to get us home. So I kind of went sharp left and came in front of the car just to get home. And I looked in my rear view mirror, and there were lights. And then I thought, oh shit, getting pulled over. So we exited, and it was literally now 2 exits from my mom's. I got out and the officer got out of his car, came up to mine, and came up to the window and said, that was some erratic move that you did back there. What's the rush? And I said, I just want to get us home. And my hands were on the steering wheel. He asked for my license and registration. And I had my niece and my son, and they're 2 weeks apart. And they're 11, almost 12, both of them. So what happened was that he goes, I had this sticker around my wrist, and it was from this place that I go to, which was this place called Sagebrush Cantina. And I forgot to take that damn thing off. But everything happens. There are no mistakes in what we do consciously or subconsciously or unconsciously, however way you want to put that, or I did. So I said to him, it's 2 days before my birthday, and I was just out for a few drinks. And he said, you've been drinking? And I said, yeah, I just had a couple drinks. My niece in the back tells the cop, she's like, leave her alone. She's not drunk. And I thought, shit. And I know she was just, trying to look out for me. My son wasn't saying anything. He was just sitting back there like, what is going on? Like, here we go. And the cop went and ran my license, came back, and he asked me to step out, and he asked if I would do the sobriety test. And I thought, okay, fine. And now I'm in the car, and I'm trying to burp it up before I even go out. That's gonna help. Later I found out burping, I'm actually bringing it up even more, and I did not know. Now, I have been arrested before, but this was, when I was like 19, 21, 22. So I've been arrested a few times, but it's been, a couple decades since since those arrests, which back then they were called 502s. And so they were not on my, they were not in for the cop to see. So anyways, I got out of the car and I got really emotional. And I started crying and I said, I just want to go home, and I'm okay to drive. Please just let us go home. And he said, I'm sorry. I'm waiting for another cop, another officer to show up for you to blow. If you just, if you cooperate, then it'll be better. And so I thought, okay, I'll cooperate. And lo and behold, I was doing the sobriety test, and needless to say, I did not pass the sobriety test. And I blew into it, and now leave what I blew out. And it was not that high, but it was over, of course, the 0.08 limit. And he said to me, you've been cooperating. Do you have somebody to come and get the kids? Otherwise, I'll have to call child services. And also, if you have somebody to come and get your car, otherwise I'll have to get it impounded. And he goes, and I don't want to do that. You're cooperating. So do you have somebody? And I had to make the call, and I called my mother. And at that time, my niece was also living with my mom, and she's able to drive. So he put me in the front of the cop car, and I was, in handcuffs. And as I was sitting in the front of the cop car and I was crying, and the kids were in the back seat, and they were just looking at me, and that look, that look, I felt so disappointed in myself that I got caught, and that they had to see it. I that's something I didn't want them to see. And obviously nobody wants to get arrested. Nobody wants to drive and get caught drunk driving, which I didn't think I was drunk driving. I was just doing this sharp move, and I just wanted to go. And it's not denial. I was just going, but it took that move for me to get into where I'm here right now talking to you. So, anyways, my mom came and my niece came, and I just told them to take the kids, that I was going to go to jail, and to take the car. Now, I asked the officer if I can say goodbye to my son and to give him a kiss, and the officer said to me, do you want your son to see you like this? And I thought, really? And that's exactly kind of what I said. I said, really? I said, don't you think it's a little too late? Can you just please get him? And he went and got my son, and he was really nice. He went and got my son. My son came to the window. I gave him a kiss, and I was, handcuffed. I was sitting in the cop seat, just handcuffed. And I was in the front and not in the back. And I said to my son, don't ever forget this moment. And I'm so sorry. Just please don't forget this. And lo and behold, my mom took them, and she went to go and beg and plead with the cop. And I had to tell her to not do that, and to just go. And I'll call her as I know what was going to happen. So lo and behold, this was the beginning journey of the things that I'm going to come out and share with you. Now, I was in that cell, and there were 5 other people, and they were half my age and younger. I was about to be turning 45. The girls in there that were coming in were 21, 22, 24. They were all in their 20s, and all for DUI. And then I was sitting there with my ripped jeans and heels and a tank top, and I was just kind of looking at myself like, that feeling of shame, that feeling really scared because I didn't know what was going to happen with my son. And I didn't know what was coming my way. And I think that scared me the most. For me, it wasn't so much about the possible me going to jail, but it was about what my son was about to go through. And that really hurt. Now in the morning, it was about 6:30 in the morning. That was at 9:30 at night when I went to jail, in a holding cell. And then at 6:30 in the morning, they did release me, and I called my mom, and they came and picked me up, and I went back to her place, and I had bought that day this deck. It's called The Fool's Wisdom by Sonia Choquette. And just, if you can see that, I hope that you can. So, I couldn't sleep. My mind was racing. I came home to my mom's, and I left the card out of what jumped up. Talk about, oh my God, Divine is always speaking. And so anyways, I took out the deck, and I was sitting on my mom's bedroom floor, and the kids were there, and I had the conversation about what it was like in there, and that I'm so sorry about what happened, and I didn't know what was coming, and I had to call my son's father and let him know. And at the time he was living in Arizona at the time of my arrest, and what was about to come. So anyways, I took out the card and I started kind of shuffling, and as I was shuffling, this card flew out. Number 41, and it is the Drunken Fool. The Fool's Wisdom, sober up. Let me see if you can see that. I hope you can. So, no shit. Did not pick this out. I was just shuffling, and this just came flying out, and I thought, what the hell? So I thought, okay, I'm into tarot. I do readings, and my mom, she does coffee and cards. So I've kind of grown up, but she doesn't do tarot. She does regular cards. And I thought, okay, for this thing to fly out like that, it definitely has a message. And it's pretty long, so I may just skip over a few things, but here it goes. Hang in there. All right, the drunken fool has stumbled into your life, overwhelming your senses, intoxicating you with his alluring seductions, and distancing you from life. He softens and distorts the sharp edges of reality and lures you into altered, numbed, and even temporary blissful state. Whew. I just lost my sneeze. He's not to be feared, and he's under your control. But you do need to watch him, because you can steal your power. He can steal your power. The drunken fool knows no limits. He drinks in the spirits of many worlds, all to excess. He can be confusing as he ushers you into a state of deep contentment, as if his intoxicants stem from the joy gods. But he can also seduce you with the spirits of shadow, the impostors of joy, who delight the senses at first, but actually sicken the body and disturb the soul with their dark whispers and false promises. You need to look the drunken fool in the eye as he stumbles around your world. Which spirits is he seducing you with right now? What have you been doing or feeling to excess? Are you drunk with laughter or delight? Are you drunk with gratitude for all the beauty that surrounds you? These are the intoxicants of the joy gods. They lift the soul and heal the wounds of the heart. If you feel this way, let the celebration continue. Dance with these joyous gods and allow them to lift you higher and higher. They are harmless, even healing, so you shouldn't be afraid. On the other hand, here we go. If you're overcome by anger, rage, jealousy, or negativity, this indicates the presence of the shadow spirits, the dark forces that seek to extinguish your inner light and rob you of your happiness. Identify the intoxicants of the drunken fool right now. What is consuming you and upsetting your balance? What is preventing you from fully participating in the present? What numbs your heart and darkens your thoughts? What swallows up your time and steals you away from yourself, preventing you from experiencing the power of your authentic spirit? Be it intoxicants of the body or the mind, observe their influence and hold over you. If the drunken fool is hanging around, you need to eventually reclaim your sobriety and take your power back. Start by being honest. Acknowledge the excesses in your life and the price you've been paying for your indulgences. If you can't form a clear picture, listen to the feedback of those around you. Have others asked you to be more present? Do they accuse you of being distant and unavailable? In what ways? Do you fail to intimately connect to people as a result of some sort of temporary intoxication? Next, listen to your heart in the silence of the early morning, when all intoxicating spirits are quiet and you're alone with yourself. Is your heart happy? If so, the joy gods are inviting you with love and healing. If not, the shadow spirits are robbing you of love, and they must be confronted and banished immediately. Face the spirits controlling your life and acknowledge their influence. Breathe yourself back to the clarity of the moment and honestly assess your situation. If the spirits are in the shadows, ask yourself what you may be trying to run from or avoid. What are you asking the drunken fool to help you hide from? So many. Remember that the drunken fool visits everyone from time to time. For short periods, his presence is harmless and even welcome. But you're in trouble when he takes over, obscuring your sense of clarity and freedom of spirit. Does this fool have the upper hand in your life? If so, recognize that you're being held hostage. Free yourself by returning to the light and power of sobriety. Step away from the things that distort your perception and focus on the only true power there is, your pure spirit, as found in your holy breath. Decide to be present and remove yourself from the temptations that are robbing you of your authenticity. By doing so, you won't need temporary distractions, as you will have attained genuine happiness and contentment. The fool's wisdom: sober up. I want to tell you, God, when I read this, I was crying, and you know, it's that moment, that second of clarity that shows up with this enormous feeling of fear, clarity and fear simultaneously. And I'm telling you, it's been such a journey, and kind of I just want to I've been just getting these downloads to come out and help the collective and kind of go through my journey with you, and hopefully you know, hopefully I can be of service to the collective in some way, shape, or form. And if I'm not, then that's okay, because I'm also helping myself, but also right now facing a fear. And the fear is being vulnerable by sharing my journey with you. And this is taking a lot of courage. So I hope that you tune in if you'd like to subscribe, because you're on a journey of awakening, and possibly you are drunken in love or alcohol or drugs or food or whatever your thing may be. And you know, I'm not going to tell you that, oh, I have all these answers, because I've been on this journey, and in August 16th, I'll have 7 years sobriety, and I'll tell you, it has not been easy. I mean, holy shit, talk about dark nights of the soul. I'm talking about dark decades of the soul. And so I'm not going to share with you anything just to make myself sound enlightened, or awake. And but you know what? There has been such a shift. And it's because I have taken the time to go within and to heal, and there's still so much work to do. I really feel that, you know, this is a process, and this is something that I'm wanting to share. And here it is. You know, let's see if another one. you know, I just like to pull cards. I'm thinking, you know, at the end of my reading or my speaking with you guys, and just to kind of see what comes out. And I'm just going to turn it over because I keep, it's not that I'm denying the devil, but I'm just going to turn it over. It's the Chariot. It's my own card. I am the sign of Cancer, and so we've got the Queen of Wands here. So, you know, so whether you are a water sign or a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, or Cancer, it doesn't matter. This is what is the message? The message right now for me is that it's so funny. You can't make this shit up, or can you? I don't know. This is about really me taking action and really making a decision to come forward with my light and my dark side, you know, and bringing really balance to all of it. And I want to share this message with you because I'm so passionate about it. I really am. I feel like, oh my God, this has been an intense journey, and there really is no destination. It's like until I transition, I'm a student, and I like being a student, and if I'm able to teach while I'm also being a student, then oh my God, what a gift, right? So Queen of Wands, I'm taking action. I'm really being very passionate about my journey forward, and here right now with the, you know, this is me taking action. And the cat to me is mystery, it's magic, it's independence. So right now I am independently taking action, and I've made a decision to get in my chariot and to share with you my journey of the light and the dark, with focused intent. So I hope to continue to make videos, and you know, everything is authentic, and I just have to put myself out there and just kind of connect with you. So thank you so much for watching, and okay, namaste. Thank you.